fucking fantastic.
Oh,
Still
Jesus.
working. No
Oh, really?
lockdown for me.
Hang on a second, we'll get into that.
Oh, okay.
Jesus, that's amazing. How are you?
Doing the best, Alan. Doing the
Yeah.
best, mate.
Yeah. This is brilliant.
Looking great.
Let me tell you what I'm up to here, first of all. So I decided with this lockdown, we're all like going a bit nuts. Well, apart from you, but you're going to tell us more about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But I'd always wanted to reach out to people, Irish people who I knew and was connected with through friends, Drumna, where we came from, school, basketball, whatever, right?
Yeah.
We have a few of those links, actually, funnily enough, now that I think of it. And I just always fascinated with, different people have different, motivations in life and different goals. And some people, they just go away and there's no problem. Like they go abroad, live abroad, and they live abroad forever. Other people, no interest. They just will never leave Ireland. They don't want to. It's where they want to live. They want to live there. They want to love there, die there, and be buried there, right? So I just think it's just interesting, the different types of people. And obviously, I myself am very far away from Ireland, a few thousand miles. I'm in Canada right now. So that's the whole idea of these videos. And so I reached out to a few people I knew, some old school pals like yourself and basketball pals. And then just some other people I just connected with through basketball and different kind of family friends and stuff like that. And I'm talking to people in Spain, Norway. You're going to tell us in a minute where you are. Spain, Norway, Sweden, Malaysia, America, Florida. Just there's people everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
And when I started to reach out during this lockdown, I said, well, I'll put it out. A lot of people came back and said, yeah, let's talk, right? Because it's good to talk. It's good to be connected. Of course it is. Right. So I'm going to record this and put these videos out, put them on YouTube and whatever. And I think people would be interested just to see, people are always interested in other people and how they're getting on, how they live, right?
Yeah.
First of all, before we go anywhere, Lorraine says hello.
Say hi back.
And she reckons you have the best life. She always says to me, that fella's the life. He works, he fishes, happy. Yeah, she says he has a life. He's got it figured out. So there you go.
There you go. She
always says that. She says that fella has it figured out. Anyway, so what I wanted to do is just throw a few kind of questions at you, get a kind of a chit chat going, and see where we go from there. And as I said, it's just, you'd be amazed. People are just kind of fascinated with other people, human beings.
Yeah.
So first of all, throw a few questions at you. If there's any question you don't want to answer, tell me to get stuffed. But
no problem.
Tell us where you are. First of all, that's where exactly are you? Because I follow. I'm connected with you on Facebook.
Yeah.
You post stuff, and I'm like, just where is he? Where is this guy living?
I'm in Oslo, Norway. Oslo is the capital of Norway.
Okay. And do you live urban or suburb? You like to live in the city? Do you live outside?
I'm very city centre. Very central. Yeah, I live in a beautiful little place called Kampen.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful area of about 10-minute walk to the city centre.
Okay. And what about to get out into the countryside? Like how accessible is that?
Oh, no problem. The bus service, the underground. I'm thinking, sorry, I have to think in English.
No problem.
I'm speaking Norwegian all the time. So
this is good.
Yeah, so the transport here in Norway is fantastic. I mean, I've never been waiting on a bus or the train or the tram.
You don't even have to have a car.
No, it's very expensive to have a car in here because every road in Norway is a toll road.
Oh, wow.
Even around the city centre, it's just toll road after toll road. I do have a company car, which I could use some weekends if I wanted.
But you don't have to.
No, and when I go fishing or that, and it's with mates and we all share it. And
got it. So does it make sense, or would it be a sensible comment to make that, they charge tolls in the roads, and that's fine if you want to do that, but public transport is so good that you don't feel at a disadvantage. Would that be a fair comment?
Yeah, it'd be a very fair comment. A lot of the toll roads is all to do with trying to be more eco-friendly. They're trying to get people to give up the cars
Yeah.
Which is working. I mean, the electric
Wow.
cars in the country already,
Yeah.
electric cars, the sales have gone through the roof.
Yeah. I think I read that somewhere. Yeah. So that's a policy. That's what they're trying to do. So,
Yeah.
so this brings me straight into another question I had here is, actually, first of all, we'll get back to Norway for a minute, right? But first of all, I wanted to explain to people who might be listening, you're a Drimnagh lad, I'm a Drimnagh lad, Dublin 12, south side of the Liffey, it's where we came from. And we went to school together, right? We went to, I'm not sure, I was trying to think the other day, and geez, I'm getting old. I was trying to think, I don't know whether were we in the same class? Were you in Creedon's class or were you in Kiernan's class? I can't even remember.
I was in McKiernan's class in primary school.
Got it. Yeah, I was just trying to think way back, right?
Yeah,
Who was
the worst class?
He was a head case, that guy.
He was.
Yeah, well, they were all a bit kind of,
Yeah, well, they had to deal with us.
They had to deal. Like when you think back, there were these fellas, these teachers. Yeah, I always think back, and they were teaching in a very working class area. You know what I mean? Drimnagh, great place, but very working class, and a tough area to grow up in Wales, but great area. But these guys had to come in and try and put manners on us. So it was kind of a bit mad. Yeah, but we got through it.
We just about. Secondary school, we were taught more than secondary. The teachers there.
It was, yeah. I mean, I definitely found when I went into secondary school, it was like, when I think back now, it was like being liberated from kind of a jail and going in and going, first of all, it was girls. You were like, Jesus, this is amazing. That was great. And it was just more liberal. And you had different teachers, but some of the teachers were quite, I think back to Mr. Malani, and just different teachers were kind of much more liberal. And they had kind of, they kind of taught you that not every teacher was a disciplinarian head case with a stick.
I love the teachers in Morden. A lady of good counsel. We had some fantastic teachers, and still fondly remember a lot of them. Yeah. It was a great time. And
me too.
It was incredible. Great friends. We had
social,
we had the football.
It was social.
Had everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same as you. Memories are great. The social aspect, it was unbelievable. And it wasn't a massive school. I mean, I think it was when our secondary school year, when we went in, I think there was only 2 or 3 classes, wasn't there? It was probably like, like 100 students, like there's only about 100 students maybe. It wasn't a whole lot of people, right?
No.
In our year, but it was just great. It was socially great. It was just seemed like everybody was just kind of like in it for to make friends and, get a bit of education as well.
Just a little.
And the school discos, it was good. So that's our background. And then I think we definitely had our basketball. That's what we did in school as well.
Yeah.
And that was
after school.
And after school for Drimnagh Basketball Club, which is now called Oblet Basketball Club. It's the same thing though. They play down in Inchicore there, yeah. And so that was fun. We had our good crack there.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about when you went to live in Norway, and your journey there. And I know you've had journey. I know you had military service, and I don't know what you can talk about that. But tell us a little bit about your journey from school and how you ended up there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, after school, loads of jobs.
Yeah.
Then I always wanted to be a soldier. Always. That was the only thing on my mind.
Really? Yeah.
And of course, in the 80s, recession, and I became of age, 18, to get into the Irish Army. Got the interview, of course, in the recession. They weren't taking people on.
Got it.
Oh, very disappointed. Went back working a bit more, and I just hated it.
Yeah.
Hated it,
Still had that desire, yeah.
Yeah, so a little funny story. I was working in a factory in Baldoyle, making A4 binders. People in their office put their papers in.
Yeah.
And it was very boring. You didn't have to think. And a bit of a gypsy in me. Always wanted to get out of Ireland.
Travel.
And there was a boss's friend came into the factory one day, and he was looking at me. I was putting the rings into the binder. And he says to me, a monkey could do that. And I looked at him and I said, you know something? you're dead right. And I stood up, got my coat, and I walked out.
That's a great scene.
And I had a few quid in the bank, and I got the train, because in Baldoyle you had to get the train there.
Yeah.
So got into city centre in Dublin, and I walked straight up to College Green, and I went into Irish Ferry's office, and I bought a ticket to France.
No way. This is off the cuff. This is just like
off the cuff.
Just something clicked.
Something clicked, and I couldn't go home and tell me father I just had to jack in my job. He'd have killed me. You know, I was lucky to have a job.
Especially the times that we're in it, like we were deep.
Exactly.
Tough times in the 80s, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I just went in, booked the ticket, went to France, and I had read a load of books on the French Foreign Legion, and I went and joined.
Wow, that's unbelievable. So you literally, so let me recap that. So you're in doing this horribly boring job, mundane. Your soul is dead. You're literally there, but somewhere in your mind you're thinking, this is not for me. This is not for me. So you just kind of, you're doing what a lot of people do. You just kind of follow the routine, and you get sucked into it. And that's it. And a lot of people I'm gonna guess a lot of people would dream like you, young, old, or whatever. But the difference is most people don't take the action. It's fear, right? Yeah. So something clicked in you, and you just decided, no, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Which is amazing, really. It's an amazing story, and because a lot of people talk about it, but you actually went. You booked a ticket. You booked a ticket to France on the boat. Yeah. And you literally went to France, arrived there, and found the Foreign Legion recruitment officer, knocked at the door, and that was it. And that was it. Wow. How old were you then? Oh, I was in my 20s. Yeah, that was 90. Yeah, early 20s. That was 92. Yeah, still pretty young, you know. Yeah. So it was the best. How long did you I done the 5 years. Wow. I served me full 5-year contract, and unfortunately, it was the 90s and seen a lot of action. So after that, I decided, I went home. Got it. Yeah. Yes. So after that, you did your stint. So you sign up for 5 years, you do your stuff, and I'm sure that's a totally different. There's probably a book to be written on that. Oh, that definitely. Someday. I can only imagine. So you did your 5 years there, and then you were finished that. But that must have changed you as a human being. It had to have. Oh, big time. You know, couldn't stand civilians when I came out. Got it. Because we're institutionalized, you're militarized in the army, routine, all of that stuff, right? All of that. Still don't like civilians today. I've got news for you. They're all around you. So you headed back. So you headed back to Ireland. Yeah. And what generally what happened then? Like what was your journey then? Because I want to figure out how you were sitting in Oslo. That's we want to figure out. Had a little business going in Dublin. I was a courier, motorbike courier. Yeah. Earning fantastic money, but partying big time. You know, as you do. As you do. Yep. Yeah. And then gave that up. Went back into the building trade. I'd been in the building trade before. Yeah. Fantastic. Earning great money. Yep. But I used to come to Norway on holidays a lot. I had a sister that lived here. Ah, there's the link. Got it. So I had a sister here, and I also, coming back and forth all the time, I had a girlfriend here. Got it. So your sister was there, and you just start, which is, you know, makes total sense. You just start going for some holidays. Yeah. And what happened? Did you just kind of fall in love with it? You just liked the whole thing straight away, or? Yeah, loved Norway. The nature, the mountains, the forests, the fishing. It was fantastic. Yeah. And, so then in the 90s, the 2000s, things were going bad again in Ireland. Another recession. Yeah. Lost my job. I had a good job as a foreman on the building sites at AP Tobin. And just one day, the boss came in, handed me a paper. So, sorry, John, you know, it's all over. Like many men them days. Yes. You know, tough. So got me redundancy and everything, and then just decided, you know, I was with a girl here in Norway, and she says, why don't you come over and say what you think of it, move over. And so
I came here and I've never looked back. Never.
How many years ago was that? Like that was in the 2000s?
14 years ago.
14 years.
In June, 14 years.
Wow. So did you have, it sounds like you didn't have any like trepidation about taking the decision. You'd already been away. You've been away. I mean, for God's sake, you've been with the Foreign Legion. So like, and that in itself brought you to other places, of course, right?
Oh, all over.
So you were well travelled, and back to Ireland. And then was it in the back of your mind again? Was that travel bug in there, or somewhere else in there in your head all the time?
Yeah, the travel bug was with me big time. But what I had seen in the Legion, like I'd been all over Africa.
Yeah.
Different wars, different situations.
Absolutely.
I wanted to get in to do some voluntary work in Africa.
Okay.
But it was nearly impossible. And I had the French, I had the language, because all over Africa they speak French.
Yes.
And I found the volunteering side of it was a bit, it didn't seem right. Because everywhere you went, they wanted you to pay out of your pocket.
Yeah. It's complicated. Yeah, I believe so.
It was complicated. And I just had, no.
Yeah.
And always in the back of my mind, I just want to travel and get out, do something different, and see
different scenery type of thing.
Yeah.
So you said when you went to Norway, or when you were introduced to Norway, and you start going there, and these are kind of, you can see from the stuff you post about fishing and the whole lot. What about like what captured your force? Was it just like, because we all have this, well, we would have this perception of Norway as being a beautiful scenic place, very cold and stuff like that, and harsh winters, but beautifully scenic. Even, I would think as a green economy. Even you spoke a bit about the electric cars. Doesn't really surprise me. What about society and the people? Did you feel it was like progressive, or what way did you feel about that?
The people were fantastic, very friendly. Especially when I started going over, and I didn't have any Norwegian then, and I'd speak in English.
That's interesting.
And once they hear you're from Ireland, they love you.
I was going to say that. It's your passport. Yeah. We all use it.
It's a pass. It's your passport. Yeah. And the whole country is very family orientated.
Okay.
We start work very early in the morning. I start at 7. I'm on the job at 7 in the morning, and we finish at 8:30. For everyone else, it's time to go home, get the kids, and you still, like now in the summer, it's bright up to 10 o'clock.
Got it. So you have all that time, family time.
Time to take the children out. You want to go swimming.
So it's family oriented. That's really good.
Yeah, very family orientated, and the people are lovely.
Yeah.
Taxes are very high. It's a bit crippling. But
Yeah. So I believe, but it's the other things I heard about Norway is there's a lot of there's a common sense approach to a lot of things as well. It's not a hysterical approach. It's very common sense. The psyche or their personality is very methodical and logical. Would that be right?
Oh, very, very. Everything is goes to the people first before they do anything. We get a say.
Yeah.
It's just an incredible place. Yeah.
Got it. And what about so you've been living there for 14 years, and tell us a little bit about the fishing. Did you fish in Ireland before? Were you always into that?
I was always into the fishing.
You used to go to the canal with a little rod and catch some rudd?
That's where I started.
Little bits of bread?
Yeah, they'll catch them rudd, but they're a lot bigger here.
And maybe you're eating them.
Yeah. Not all, not everything.
No. So what kind of trips? Yeah, we do a little bit here up in Ontario. There's a lot of fishing, big fishing fraternity here. Like there's got tons of lakes. You got the Great Lakes, and then there's a ton of fishing here, which at the moment is. And we'll talk about the lockdown in a minute. But at the moment, the fishing is. We do a little bit of fishing, but we do love it. I have two younger boys, and they like it. So, do you get out much during the summer, or like what do you do in terms of that?
Straight after work, the lads are in the car, so I'm off.
No way. And do you guys go out in a boat? Do you go shore fishing? What?
No, we're shore fishing, Alan. Shore fishing. Sometimes we'll get a boat. We'll hire a boat out, and we'll go out. like the weekends.
Got it. And would you go fishing and have a cabin, or do you just go fishing and then just go home? Like, what's the...
Fishing and go home. In the summer now, we will maybe go up to the mountains, hire a cabin. I have a few friends with cabins, and we go up there.
Yeah. Is
a
that
few beers.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Is that like a thing over there, a common thing over there, to have a little fishing hut or a little fishing cabin? Because that's kind of common here. People have little cabins and hunting cabins and stuff like that up north, you know?
That's huge here. I mean, Oslo isn't, I suppose it's about the size of Dublin, but I mean, all around me is forests and mountains. I mean, I'm not long before I'm in the forest and there's a lake. You spit here, get water.
Right, so it's really, really nice.
Yeah, and everybody has cabins. That's the big here. Everybody has a, you know.
So tell us a little bit about, in terms of Norway, how have Norway coped with this current crazy situation in the world? You just said at the start of the conversation, you're working away. You're not on lockdown. I think we read a little bit about some of the Nordic countries and a different approach. So tell us a little bit about it.
Well, we closed the borders very quick. Very quick, they closed the borders. I mean, within an hour after they said it, airlines were closed, airport was closed. So they handled it very well. A lot of people, office people, shops were closed, so everyone...
Yeah, work from home if you can.
Yeah. Now, we weren't on lockdown. We weren't allowed out. We could move around once we kept our distance.
Yeah.
You know, and it worked perfect. There's less than 200 dead here.
Wow.
From, you know, as of today, there's only less than 200 dead.
So I read some articles because I kind of find it fascinating, the different places around the world. Like you see the United States is just a mixed bag of craziness. Some parts of it great, some part just because it's such a big country and just 50 different states. And there's 50 different jurisdictions, and then it's crazy. So I read it in terms of, I think some politician or some government minister in Norway was talking about the Norway kind of psyche, the way of doing things is to be logical, common sense, and you kind of don't have to come down with a heavy hand. You just tell people what you want, and everybody generally says, they're sensible. They go, right, okay. And they do it. Yeah. Which is kind of fascinating.
Yeah. Now, the reason why I could keep working is I work outdoors. I'm on the building trade. I'm up on the roofs doing all the carpentry work and all that. So, you know, we only
social
work
distancing.
Social distancing. I mean, at the moment, there's just two of us on a big roof. So we're not seeing anyone else.
Yeah, it's safe.
We're not mixing. We're safe.
Yeah,
you know. So that's the good thing. They're keeping the economy going. Okay, there is a lot of shops closed. As of yesterday, young children went back to play school. And from the 1st of May next week, there are coffee shops still open where you can get coffee, but you must sit outside. You can't sit in.
Yeah.
But now it's getting a bit more, you know.
It's kind of loosening up a little bit.
Loosening up a little bit, and the weather now here is fantastic at the moment. I mean, we should still have snow, and we didn't get any.
We'll talk a little bit about that actually, because people are always fascinated with the weather. What's the year look like in terms of, because some of the stuff you post is and in Ontario here we get defined seasons. So we get a spring, we get a summer, an autumn or fall as they call it here, and a winter, and it's very defined. Ireland, as you know, is kind of mixed bag. You could have beautiful and rain then. What's it like in Norway?
Well, the funny thing is, when I came over 14 years ago, we had really bad winters and it was horrible. But lovely. There's a lot to do in the winter.
Of course,
we have the seasons as well. But the last few years, I've noticed a big difference. Where we're getting it's like Ireland. And basically, if you see the weather forecast in Ireland, it's very similar to Norway at the moment. Yeah, very similar. Whether it's global warming or what.
It is changing.
It is changing. Like today.
What type of winter do you get? Like when it's the depths of winter? Like what's
I mean, minus 20s in the 20s, lots of snow. And we got very, very little snow here this year, which was amazing. I was a little happy about it. It made winter a bit shorter for us.
Yeah. We had a milder winter here as well, actually.
But now, when you went outside of Oslo, they had a lot of snow. Up north at the moment, one of my friends was sending me pictures, and they're getting a late winter, and they've got over 3 meters of snow up north.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
And we're basking in the sun here.
That's insane. Do you ever go, like, how far have you gone? Have you gone up north in the country? Because it's like, isn't part of Norway, is it in the Arctic Circle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right up Lindesnes. That's Lindesnes, all the very top of the north of Norway. I haven't been up there that far, but I've been invited many a times to go up fishing.
Yeah.
And I am going this year.
Oh, nice. Would that be ice fishing or just normal fishing?
Oh, it'll be sea fishing for the salmon.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Yeah,
nice.
And I mean, you don't even need a fishing rod. You just put your net in and you put
Unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know? That's nice.
And it's absolutely stunning up there. The furthest north I've ever been was Trondheim, and it's a hell of a distance as well. It's a whole day on the train, you know.
Yeah, it's a big country, right? It's a long country.
It's a very long country. I mean, most people fly. It's that long, you know. If they're going up north.
Lots of fjords.
But to drive it is unbelievable. The scenery, you know.
Yeah. Is it very mountainous? Is it mountainous terrain?
Oh yeah.
And mountains and lakes.
Yeah. Sure, even Oslo, it's all built on the mountain, you know.
Got it. Yeah, it's nice, and that makes it, because I see some of the stuff you post, and you just get the essence of Norway being a beautiful, cold wherever up the north, but beautiful place. So has summer started now? You said
summer has started. We've had it over the week now.
Oh wow!
We're in the 20s today. It's to drop down, be a bit cloudy tomorrow, which will be hopeful because there has been no barbers open. I shaved the head. You know,
not bad, John. Not bad.
I was becoming a little hippie, so I thought, can't have this. So I shaved the head.
It's called like a foreign legion cut.
Yeah, but the only thing I had to happen to me, but I got all the neck and everything burnt off me. So.
Oh, really? You need that.
Happens to me every year, Alan. Every year I do the same.
You get up on the roof and the sun is beaming down on top of you.
Just beaming down on top of you. So
that's crazy. Yeah. So do you have do you have any family living in Norway now, or is it just you?
No, just me now. Yeah.
So basically, have you, like, in terms of your network, you've just built up a network of people over those years, friends and Norwegian people, any Irish people there, or just mostly Norwegian?
Oh, there's lots of Irish here in Norway.
Yeah. Irish everywhere.
Irish everywhere. There's a lot. Irish, English, Scottish, everything.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah.
A great group of friends.
Good.
Fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely. I could rely on them 100%.
Yeah, that's all you want, right?
That's all you want. We're a small bunch. We're big Liverpool supporters, most of us.
Tough year. So, great year, but like, what the hell?
We've got it. We got it. You know.
Yeah.
They have to give it to us.
Oh, it's unbelievable. What an amazing. I have a guy here. He's a Canadian here. And because they do follow, they call it the premiership, so they do follow the soccer, and you just get, it's kind of random, you just get these guys like, oh, I'm a big Liverpool fan, like, all right, really? And you know, so, and once they hear I'm Irish, they just latch on to me. I'm a sports fan, not massive, like I watch soccer and stuff like that, but basketball and whatever, but they latch on to me when they hear from Ireland, you know, Ireland, England, whatever.
Same here.
So yeah, they just see us as, oh, this guy knows about soccer, you know. So I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. But he was having a great, like, season. He'd pop into me every now and again and say, yeah, you know, we're gonna win. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, oh well, you know. Yeah. I think Liverpool, I think they were one game away from, like, two games
away from lifting the trophy.
Got it. Wow, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. But, yeah, it's great times. It'll be nice to see, for all the non-Liverpool fans. I don't care. Nice to see Liverpool.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about a question I'm asking different people. As I said to you, I'm talking to someone from I don't know whether you know her or not, Sally O'Connor, from she's in Sweden at the moment. She goes from Sweden back to Ireland, back and forth, kind of whatever. I think it's her job or husband's job. I don't know which. I'll find out tomorrow. But she has occasion to kind of go and live in Ireland and then go and live in Sweden for periods of time. So just wondered about yourself. You know, you're like me in your early 50s. We can't deny that.
No, unfortunately.
So I mean, you know, looking out into the future, do you have in your brain, do you feel you're like, is it never say never, go back to Ireland? Do you feel you're in Norway forever? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Or do you think about that much, or do you just go with the flow?
Oh no, I think about it a lot. course I do miss Ireland, but I've no intentions of moving back to Ireland.
Got it.
I love it here. And to be honest, I'm going for my passport when everything opens up. You have to do a test and know history and all this and speak the language.
Yeah.
But I'm settled here, Alan. I've actually found my feet. I've found the place where
Just
I live.
Roots. You put down roots.
Yeah, and I'm very happy here. Very happy here. You know, I get anxiety when I go back to Ireland.
Got it.
When I land in Ireland, I just want to turn around, get on another plane, and straight back home to Norway.
Jeez, that's funny. That's really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what's fascinating about people. You know, as I said at the start of the conversation, it's just some people get anxiety going out of Ireland. You know, like that's home. It's kind of security. So it's interesting the way different people's personalities work and their mindset. For me, I suppose I'd never say never, but I'm here 7 years. I put down roots here. Lorraine's, when we came to this country, it was a lot easier for us because we came into a network. A bit like you know, your sister was there, but we came here. Lorraine's 3 sisters live within a mile of each other. So we came into that network. So we weren't like getting off the plane and, you know, like, oh, well, where the hell are we going? They were like, oh, here's where you are. Come and live with us. You get your feet, yada, yada, yada. So we had that network. So I have to be honest and say it was a bit easier for us. For me, I love to go back to Ireland for a week. Love it. My mother's still alive. And Lorraine's parents passed away. And my father passed away, and but she's still alive. And I got, like, you know me, I'm a family of 11, so I've got 10 brothers and sisters and all that. I was
talking to Philly at Christmas. I met him in the Eleanor.
Oh, really? I think you mentioned it.
So we had
so you were back at Christmas.
I went back for Christmas.
Wow. There you go. So, you know, Philly's there, like, you know, they live in Sperrin Road, you know, and I have other family live in Galt, a couple of brothers in Galt. So a lot of people, they're either in Drimna or they're in Prosperous, would you believe? That's the two. They moved to Prosperous. But for me, I suppose, well, no, I love to go back on my own, spend a bit of time with mother, you know, it's quality time now. Exactly. And she's 82, she's in the house. Great to do that. Great to get around to everybody, and I like it. I do enjoy it, but then I do like coming back. I do say, right, I'm done. I'm finished. I'm happy. I'm happy where I live now. I'm the type of person, I don't kind of set my next 30. I'm not like that to say, oh, 30 years, and Lorraine's not like that either. We're both kind of open. Like I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk to Mossy, you know, to John Murphy. And she's like, tell him we're going to come over. I love it.
Yeah, more than Michael Money time.
I know. She's a real kind of has a so we're both like that. We'd never say, oh, we're here forever, you know, type of thing. We're just like that, you know. The big thing about here is the that drives her nuts is the winters. She's like you. She's in our relationship. She's out doing things like building things. Her father was the carpenter, so she's like that. Whereas I'm on the computer, like reverse roles. So she loves being out, even in the garden, in the yard there, doing stuff. And one of the big things with here is for those like, I suppose more or less, you know, the guts of 6 months, 5 months, 6 months. It's colder. Fall is nice, but the winters, you know, it's fucking cold, you know.
It is.
So our everybody's different, and I spoke to some people, but some people say, no, I'll never go back to Ireland. You know, I love Ireland. I'll never go back to it, because you just learn to live somewhere else. Yeah. And it sounds like you've gotten used to the kind of the customs and the pace. What's the is there a different pace there, do you feel?
Oh yeah, it's a lot relaxed, a lot more relaxed. You know,
I just find people are more kind of just more, as I said, more kind of chilled out and kind of more calm about things.
Yeah. You know, we go to work, you do your job, and you don't do any more. You know, just do your job and go home. You know?
That's kind of interesting because you know, as you get older, you realize that, you know, when you're younger, you work like, you know, 20 hours a day or whatever. You kind of get old and you kind of go, no, that's not living.
No, it's not.
Working every hour God sends you is not living. It's not. You know, you need that.
You need that little time, as you said. When you're younger, you do it.
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah, I'm nearly 54, Alan.
Yeah.
You know,
you just time is precious then, right? And you're like, no. You know, so I love that kind of that kind of feeling. Is talk a little bit about so Norway. What about Sweden? What's the kind of is there? I mean, I see Norway is very, very different, obviously, but what's the Sweden and Denmark like? What's the relationship and how is society kind of different?
Oh, Sweden's a lovely place as well, and they're very friendly. The Swedish are very friendly.
Yeah.
They're having a very tough time for at the moment, but they didn't go into lockdown. They didn't go into lockdown. The bars are open, the shops are open.
Yes. Big debate there. Yeah. And the curve seems to be going up.
Yeah.
Got it.
But there's a hell of a lot of Swedish working here in Norway because it's better money here than Norway.
Ah, I see.
You know, property is very cheap to buy and rent in Sweden. Here in Norway, it's very expensive.
Is it?
You know, it's
so
very
property is expensive there.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
Do you get a lot of people renting? Do you get a lot of people renting in Norway?
Oh yeah. It was up to about 3 years ago was nearly everybody rented. You know, if you hear of someone buying a house, you go, what?
Oh, really?
Now there's a massive boom on the last 3-4 years, and they're building apartments, so more people are buying.
Got it.
You know, because more people are thinking now of the pension when the pensioners can they afford the rent? Or what's the point?
Got it. Yeah. And so you were going to say something. You were going to talk a little bit about Denmark.
Denmark, I used to work on the boats here in Norway when I first come over. That's where I was working, ship's carpenter. And so I had a good chance one time. I spent 5-6 weeks in Denmark in dry dock there. It was fantastic. Absolutely stunning country. No hills, so that's good for the old legs. And the beer's very cheap there.
Nice.
You know, the people are fantastic.
So it just seems to be, you know, up in the Nordic countries, the Scandinavia, it's like, you know, people are just kind of open. And friendly. And of course, they love the Irish. Everybody loves the Irish.
Everybody loves the Irish, you know. It's the best nationality to be, even though I'm going to change mine to Norwegian. I know. You know.
So can you, so just in going back to a point you made in the conversation there, can you, so Norway is not a full member of the EU, is that right?
No, not a full member of the EU.
Yeah, and they still have their own currency, so it's not the euro there, it's the crown, is it, or was it?
Krona.
Kroner, yeah. So it's separate, and it's an oil-rich economy as well, right?
Oh, very rich.
And
very
fishing
rich.
as well. Yeah. Gotcha. So basically, you're not kind of relying on that big whole kind of area to the EU for decisions and all that. So very independent country.
Very independent, and their health service here is unbelievable.
Is it? Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, I got sick a good few years back, and problem with my stomach, still have it, just bloody cigarettes. So please be careful, don't be smoking. I was in front of a specialist within 2 days.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's
you know, if that had been Dublin, I would have been on the waiting list for 1 year.
I know, and it's horrible stories about people dying on waiting lists. You know, by the
3
time they
days.
get to the specialists, it's too late. You know.
You know, I was talking to the doctor, and he goes, "Yeah, send you to the hospital." Typed out a letter, and he says, "You'll hear from the hospital within 3 days." I was in front of a specialist.
That's insane.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, it was incredible. And over here, our taxes covered our medical, but we do pay a little. So when I went to the hospital, I only had to pay for the machines they used on me.
Got it.
And that was next to nothing. If I go to my own doctor, I'm only paying about 12 quid.
Yeah.
12 euros to see my doctor.
Which is nothing.
Yeah. Which is nothing.
But I think the big thing is the quality of service.
Yeah.
Paying for something nobody kind of really might, if you're getting great quality. You know what I mean? So if you're getting that kind of, if the health service is kind of turning you around in a few days, well, you can have no argument about paying money for that, right?
No. The health service here is fantastic.
So you can become a citizen of Norway, and you just got to go through the tests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you said you have to speak the language as well.
Yeah.
So how difficult was that to when you got over there?
It was very difficult at first, but you know, I had the French.
Yeah.
And the certain words are very similar in French and Norwegian. For example, we say we're having a shower. In French, you say douche, and in Norway, it's douche as well.
Got it.
So if I heard a word that was like French, I'd go
Click.
back into French.
Right.
You know, so it got a bit confusing for a while.
That's tough.
But
yeah.
You know, I've been working since day one, since I came here, and you're working with Norwegians that maybe haven't got English, so you know. And one of the big things when you go to any country is you learn the language and you learn the customs. And you by the rules, and you do that, you have an easy time.
Yeah, exactly. No, I totally agree. Just I'm like that as well. You figure out what the landscape is, figure out what the, you know, what the scope is, and how things work in whatever environment. I think that applies to anything, job, school, country, life. Figure out where you are. So say see, that's your military training.
Yeah.
This has been great to talk to you, John.
You too, Alan.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it's great. We finally got on the call. I know we had a couple of. You were telling me you're like me and technology.
Alex, give me a hammer and a piece of wood. I'll make you something, but don't ask me to look at technology.
What Lorraine says. That's what Lorraine says. She's out there building decks. That's okay. It's good partnership, right? I'm with the technology. She's on the decks. It's been great talking to you.
You too, Alan.
I'll give you a shout when we're putting these out. My goal is to have about 10 of these videos, 10 different people, 10 different countries around the world. And I just think it'd be fascinating for people, especially sitting in Ireland or in Dublin or anywhere where you kind of go, why is that guy there? You know, I just think it's fascinating. How did he end up there? You know, it's just like people kind of, you know, they're fascinated by other people. You know.
Yeah. You read them every day in the papers, you know.
I know. It's been a great conversation. Well, listen, look after yourself. And,
you too, Alan.
It's funny that we haven't spoken in a few years, but it takes this crisis for people to kind of get more connected. So that's
exactly, yeah.
Take that as a positive.
Well, yes, we have to in these times. And anyway, so
absolutely. Well, thanks, John.
No problem. And listen, give me best to the family.
I will, of course. Take care.
Take care, mate.
Take care. Bye.